When you start refining your model, there may be times when you'll need to insert or create an edge loop to match the curvature of the existing model. Now we have a tool that helps with that, and it's called EdgeFlow. Now here I have an arm, and we're going to use this as an example a little bit later. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that by hitting Control H. Now let's go ahead and create a very simple object. So I'm going to go ahead and create a polygonal torus. Let's go ahead and drag this out. And then I'm going to go over into my attribute editor, and let's go ahead and dial down our subdivisions axis to, say, 10. Now I want to get this kind of chunky. In fact, let's go ahead and bring it down to 8. So what EdgeFlow does is it allows you to control how an edge blends in with its adjacent edges. So let's take a look at how this works. It's probably best just to show you. So I'm going to select this edge loop. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on that. And then under Edit Mesh, under Edge, we have Edit Edge Flow. And we have a couple of options here. And the basic one is just a number. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit Edit. And as you can see, we've got this number here. So at 1, it creates a standard curvature. When it's at 0, it's flat. So if I were to say insert an edge loop, then I could use EdgeFlow to expand it to match the curvature. So let's go ahead and do that and go Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. So if I were to insert an edge loop here, well, that's kind of flat, and that's not what we want. So let's select that and go Edit Edge Flow. And as you can see, it defaults to 1 and it gives the curvature that we want. So let's go ahead and right click over this, go into object mode and hit delete. And then let's go ahead, display, show last hidden. So let's take a look at a more practical example, which is this hand. So the hand has some fingers on it. And as you can see, these fingers are pretty flat along the top. So let's say we wanted to add in some additional detail and to kind of round these out just a little bit. Well, we can do the same thing we did before and insert an edge loop. So I'm going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, and insert one along the top of that index finger. Now we had that same problem with this that we had before. We inserted some detail, but it didn't puff out the finger like we want to. So let's go into Edit Mesh, Edit Edge Flow. And when we do, it brings that edge flow up and it normalizes or averages the curvature and gives me a pretty good result. So this is without it and this is with it. Now, one of the things about this particular edge is that it does flow all the way down the forearm. But as you can see, it pretty much works even along that forearm. So when you start inserting detail into models, you might want to consider using EdgeFlow to smooth out and round out that detail.